I have a question for you. What would win, an immovable object or an unstoppable force? A classic question from basic physics or shower thoughts. Now, besides the incredible rage bait potential that this question holds, does it actually have an answer? Well, I googled it and I got some answer that either I'd need a PhD or an excessive amounts of stimulants to understand, but I think I got one step closer to finding my answer through this game. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a 20-minute free itch.io game that you can play right now called the Dark Queen of Mortholme. Now, this time, rather than playing as the protagonist, you are actually the villain. Now, there are a few other games that implement this kind of mechanic, like Doom, Overlord, to name a few. So what makes this game worthwhile? Well, for one, it's free, and with my thousands in debt, that puts it right in my price point. And secondly, because no other game implements the concept of playing as the villain like this one does. So, without further ado, let's take a dive into the story of the Dark Queen of Mortholme. The setting of this game takes place entirely in just one room, with rudimentary pixel graphics and very simple mechanics. We're placed in the shoes of the Dark Queen, an evil warlord that rules over this kingdom. That is, until one of our henchmen comes in, crawling for dear life. Now this guy over here looks like he's just seen my upload schedule, and he informs us that there is a knight who has single-handedly killed every single one of our henchmen. So now we're kind of pissing ourselves, as no one has ever even come close to that amount of damage. After years of our relentless rule and our reign on the line, we await our foe. Don't laugh. So this little pipsqueak over here introduces himself, and we're just going to call him the hero for simplicity. He tells us that he's here to kill us once and for all, which surprises us, as for one, this guy's about the size of our mace, and we're the queen for a reason. So without further ado, it's time for an epic battle. Oh. So yeah, he kind of gets eviscerated with probably the least amount of effort consumable. I'm not even sure we lost calories from that fight, to be honest with you. So after taking out the trash, we walk back to our throne and wait, he's here again? Now we're kind of confused. Just a few minutes ago, we turned this guy into dinner, and now all of a sudden, he's back again? You know what? It's no problem. We swing on him as we did before, but this time we notice something different. Instead of getting brutally one-tapped like before, he instead dodges the attack completely. Okay, weird, but then he comes back for a third time. So now you can kind of see the premise of the game. This knight seems to be adapting and learning from the mistakes he made previously. He tells us that his memory is eternal, and he'll come back again and again and again until he's figured us out. Confused? No problem. In order to understand his sheer tactics, we need to go back to 11th grade anthropology. Do you know monkeys? They can do all sorts of things humans can do. Build tools, solve puzzles, play Minecraft, but if we're so similar and people say we came from monkeys, then how come they haven't evolved into humans yet? Well, it's because they have the knowledge, but they can't build that knowledge cumulatively because their environment isn't forcing them to do so. How does that relate to a video game? To be honest, I have no idea. I kinda got sidetracked. As we completely destroy this guy another time, not without at least a bit more effort expended, he comes back again. At this point, we're like, what's this guy's deal? Killed this guy like 4 times and he keeps coming back. So we question him and he tells us that he has a lot of respect for us, but after our terror on humanity, he won't stop at anything until he fails. So as we stand there kinda confused, the knight pulls out a newly acquired weapon. You wanna know what the knight has now? A gun. Or a pea shooter, because this thing does absolutely no damage as we decimate him once more. At this point, our floors are being given a lovely red paint, but we ask ourselves where the hero got the gun, I mean the bow. And he tells us about how he was able to acquire it by beating a boss near the gatehouse. However, we're confused at the existence of a gatehouse in the first place, as we seldom leave this room. The hero almost feels bad for us. He asks us whether or not we're lonely, desolate, estranged, or even sad. Sad? Us? No way. Clearly the sad one is this shy guy Shovel Knight looking blob of pixels, and he's free to do whatever he wants. And yet he keeps returning to die again and again. We set those silly feelings aside and kill this guy once more. However, he does manage to take a significant chunk of our health away this time. So after dusting our hands, we go back to our throne once again, but this time we almost expect him to come back. And it's kind of weird as he's not here yet. For the first time in a little while, we get a sense of curiosity, and maybe even a little bit of longing. But as if on cue, in walks the hero again, this time with a shiny new sword. He apologizes for the wait and asked if we miss him. And you know what? To be honest, I don't know, I kinda did miss killing him. So we tell him that no sword is gonna save your severe skill issues, and we kill him once more. In this endless game of chicken, no one is ducking first, but somehow he has managed to leave a dent in that once filled health bar. He's also managed to catch us by surprise, as finding such a sword isn't an easy task at all. As the hero speaks about his adventures, he asks us why we don't do the same, and venture beyond these castle walls by which we have become so accustomed. And to be honest, we're kind of like, I don't know, I mean, no one has ever asked us if we wanted to go outside these castle walls, but we're the queen after all, and you know what? Touching grass is for losers. But we are kind of stuck here, and the hero knows it. As such, the hero vows to free us somehow by killing us, thus destroying the very chains by which shackle us to our position. The idea is not bad, but to be honest, nah, I don't want to die yet. I mean, look at the legacy we have here. We could have everything we want, like power and status, and we're the queen. Yeah, that's kind of it. But still, why is this guy trying to destroy our legacy anyway? Our stubborn maxim pushes us to beating this guy around like a punching bag once more to sell our point. But he did get us thinking, is ruling everything truly what we want? For the first time, the power, the status, the legacy, the armor and defense that we built for ourselves over all these years has finally shown signs of wear. Rather than burning this guy to ashes, we almost silently admit to ourselves that we want something more. It gets to a point that seeing the hero again is interesting, and we almost expect it. We question why he keeps coming back over and over again just to die to us. And instead of answering, he turns the question on its head and asks us why he thinks that's the case. Despite being polar opposites of each other, we almost feel like there's a connection. We both share that same persistence, that same drive. However, no matter what he says to convince us, we can't let this facade crack just yet. As we continue the same dance over and over again, we notice his improvement, as that once filled health bar of ours has been nearly eradicated. As we finally look death in the eyes, we tell the hero one thing, that it wouldn't be a final boss unless we had stages. We basically go Super Saiyan on this guy and one-tap him again. We tell the hero to stop here. We've had enough of mercilessly killing him. We know that he's powerful, but to us, pushing ourselves past our limits has only led to failure. We've shown him power that hasn't been shown to anyone for years, and at this rate, we tell him that there's no chance that he could beat us. But if there's anyone who's going to keep persisting, it's the hero, as he says that seeing this form is a sign of his improvement, and he's pleased to have even been able to get to this level. As we attack over and over again, he counters, saying that so long as he has hope, he will keep pushing past his limits. At this point, his persistence is almost annoying. We've basically gone on steroids to get into our second form, all for this guy to just try and free us, unconditionally, for no reason. We ask for when this will all end, when we can finally stop all of this. After a certain point, even us, such as we are, have a ceiling. We can't grow, we can't exceed the power that we've been given. We are fixed, he is variable. Instead of giving us our answer, he almost mocks us, asking if we fear him. We nearly crash out on this fool again, but we restrain ourselves, thinking about what it is that we do fear. Perhaps it's losing our position, losing the only thing that we have known for years, afraid of stepping into the next role or next phase, a fear of the unknown. What else can we do beside holding on to the same scepter and playing our position? For the first time, we question this seemingly predetermined fate and ask, who are we? And to what extent are we going to go to just keep fighting? Does he just see us as an obstacle, a means to an end? But the answer he gives makes it seem as though those assumptions couldn't have been farther from the truth. Yes, we're an obstacle, but the greatest obstacle he has ever had to face, one that has given him unrelenting growth. Whatever role we think we played, we've done something for him. We have served his role to improve, and as such, he has been there to make us reevaluate if ruling everything is what we truly want. We have nothing to say except to be him over and over again, trying to hold on to this facade of being the malevolent Dark Queen. However, the more we destroy this guy, that facade finally breaks. For the first time, someone has seen beyond the facade of just being a Dark Queen. Someone has persisted, spoken, and in the face of failure has been unrelenting in trying to show us the value of change. This two-person tango of 1v1s finally comes to a close. He returns again to fight, but this time, and for the first time, we stand together on equal footing. He has outgrown us through everything we have faced and through every hurdle we've thrown at him. The choice is now left to us. Either we can remain stubborn, pursuant in ensuring our position in this throne remains forevermore, or we can fall to the ground. The Dark Queen of Mortholme, yes, the all-powerful ruler of this realm, the undefeated queen, defeated. As the blood, or tears, or whatever this bluish liquid is falling, maybe actually both, spills from us, we can say for once that these shackles that bind us are gone. We can come to terms with it, as fulfillment is not something that lasts eternally, rather the real beauty is in having it in limited supply. We once thought that we could never change from that destiny, but by accepting this fate, we have shown that it is possible for us too. So, with this crucial decision in mind, let's go back to that question at the start of the video. What would win? An immovable object, one that cannot be moved, shaken under any circumstances, or an unstoppable force, one that will stop at nothing, improving, adapting, and ever persisting? The choice is up to you.